Good morning YouTube and welcome back to Outsiders. My name's Sean Connors and today of course we're back on the Pathfinder bandwagon and we're going to be looking at third level spells today as promised. Now the first thing is there are a lot of third level spells that could easily creep into someone's top three. As you may recall with this series, I'm trying my best to pick out the 3 stars of any particular level. Now with third level spells for wizards and sorcerers, clearly there are a lot of stars. A lot of the spells you could argue one way or the other are excellent. You could argue that they are situational based, so it's very, very difficult to pin 3 great ones down. So bear that in mind with this, okay? There are a few spells here that just fall out. I'm only picking 3, so let's get started. Let's start with the most obvious one. Let's start with Fly. Now, Fly, without a shadow of a doubt, as any good DM stroke player will tell you, is versatility. It's versatility through and through. The ability to fly completely changes the battlefield. And anybody that knows, and that includes the battlefield in terms of fighting prowess as equally as it is magical prowess, Fly can turn very dangerous situations into a get out. Having the ability to move is huge. Now in Pathfinder, one thing to really remember here is that Fly rules have been slightly changed. So as a wizard or a sorcerer, you must put points into your skill, the ability to fly. But hey, that shouldn't be too difficult to do, should it, to be perfectly honest with you. And also the fly skill is affected by dex. Now it doesn't mean just because you haven't got a great fly skill that you can't fly. It just means that your degree of ability with the fly spell, you might fly a little bit more clumsily. But the bottom line is, fly is versatility, fly is a get out, fly does so many things, and it can really change the battlefield. And so for that one reason, and that reason alone, it's got to be up there in the top 3. Now the next spell as well really is an absolute no-brainer. It's obvious. I'm not creating any great storms here when I choose this one, and that's Haste. I don't know how many times my players have used Haste. Now I'm going to quickly go into the description on Haste, so I just want to cover a couple of things off. The first thing is, of course, it can be used at range. So you don't have to be touching someone to get the Haste spell off. It's 25 feet plus 5 feet for every 2 levels. Simple standard action, and it can affect 1 creature per level, no 2 of which can be more than 30 feet apart. So it's a perfect party spell, this one. If you've got more than 1 fighter in your group, you're doubling up their badness. Wow, there's no argument there. The transmuted creature moves and acts more quickly than normally. Extra speed has several effects. When making a full attack action, a creature may make 1 extra attack with the weapon he is holding, so its top range attack. Also, you get a bonus of +1 on attack rolls, +1 on dodge bonus to AC, and reflex saves. Any condition that makes you lose your dexterity bonus also makes you lose your dodge bonus. And this hasted movement, this increase of 30 feet, is in all modes of movement, which include a land movement, burrowing movement, climb movement, fly movement, and swim. So immediately, we're talking about fly, you add the haste in, it's a lovely 1-2 punch, particularly for a fighter. It's absolute badass beauty. And anybody that knows fighters, particularly as they increase in levels, knows that is a pretty huge spell. Now so far in this particular today, what we've been talking about, third level spells, we've not touched on anything new here. There's probably nothing that you don't already know, to be perfectly honest. And we could easily be making an argument for other spells to creep in. We could say, why isn't slow in? Why isn't this? They've all got their merits. But I'm just picking out my top 3. Now my third and final spell, it's always nice to have a gem. It's always nice to have something most people wouldn't think of. And I like to hope so far, to some degree, we've touched on some things that some of you may not have looked at. Here's a good one. For third level spells that a lot of people don't take. And my particular, what I would call my most experienced group, and some of the most experienced players who play wizards and sorcerers, this is a spell that's, for them, they think is awesome. And that's Sleet Storm. Check it out, actually. 344 in your Pathfinder book. This is the reasons why. Long range, 400 feet plus 40 feet per level. Cylinder, 40 foot radius spread, 20 foot high. Lasts 1 round a level. There's no saving throw. There is no spell resistance. Driving sleet blocks all sight, even dark vision within it, and causes the ground to be icy. So what you're saying here, effectively, and this is why they use it, it's a great way to divide up and cut off the battlefield. It stops the enemy spellcaster easily seeing the group. You can really use it situationally in a really interesting way. Any creature that's actually within the area of the Sleet Storm moves at half speed with a DC 10 acrobatics check. Not everybody's got acrobatic skill, So you find a lot of people start not moving, because if you fail the roll, it means you can't move that round, and if you fail by more than 5, you fall over. It's just badass brilliant, actually. So Sleep Storm, check it out. It's an absolute winner. Anyway, that's been my tips program on 3rd level spells in Pathfinder. Keep checking out the series. Let's hope we surprise you with a few more gems to come. Anyway, I've been Sean Connors. This has been Outsiders. Take care of yourselves and happy gaming.